Clear the prop. Today we're going to learn how to change a battery. Well, as you just saw on my attempted start after doing my pre-flight, I only get clicks. No turnover, no nothing. Now, it looks like it's going to be a battery replacement. I know it's a battery replacement because the battery's been going out for a while. They're open cell, meaning you have to put in the electrolyte yourself. And they last about 3 years if you don't have a battery tender. I've only had this airplane for about 3 or 4 months, and I know they didn't have a battery tender when they got this battery. And it's at the end of its lifespan. It's been getting pretty weak lately, and I was just kind of waiting for it to completely die and not turn over my my prop. And today is the day that that came. So I have already bought a brand new G35 battery. It is a Gill. It's an open cell battery. I did have to do the electrolyte. I tried to get footage of Riverside Flight Academy personnel helping me out. That's where I got my pilot's license. But my GoPro died. I'm working on getting better equipment, guys, and more videos are coming. Anyways, I do have a battery. He did show me how to do it, and so I'd at least like to walk you guys through the installation. Now this is important, I think, for private pilots and for non-private pilot students, for airplane owners and non-airplane owners. I think it's a really good experience to get to know your airplane and get your hands dirty. I did get some a ground course on how to do this at the Flight Academy, so I have some knowledge on what I'm doing. I also know with FAR Part 43, with preventative maintenance, I'm allowed to make this, not modification, but I guess repair, because it's preventative maintenance to my aircraft and replacing the battery. Once you get the battery actually filled up, it's pretty easy. You just take off the negative, take off the positive, take out the old battery, put in the new one, positive and then negative, and then you're good to go. So let's get started. All right, so I just popped open the back seat, and these Cherokees, this 140, it's pretty easy to get to. I also took off the cover there. You'll see it has what's called safety wire. You'll see safety wire in a lot of aircraft, but what it is it is connected to one side of the wing nut, and then the other side, which would go into this one, and it won't allow the other one to spin off if the other one is spinning off. So if this one is getting loose because of vibration, it'll tighten this one, and vice versa. So you'll also see safety wire on propeller retaining nuts and throughout the aircraft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the negative, and I'm going to disconnect the positive. Then I can just pull the whole thing out. I got some diagrams and things to tell me what washers to put in what place, so I'm going to follow those. Very important, turn off the master switch, take out the key. For safety, of course, even though it doesn't have enough power to crank over my propeller, it still has enough power to shock the living crap out of me. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I realize this is a terrible camera angle, so I'm just going to talk you guys through it. Right now I'm disconnecting the negative. I sped up the video as well because it takes me a while. It's my first time doing it. I had some instruction at the Flight Academy, but it's always good to do it yourself and get your hands dirty and see what it's really like. So disconnect the negative, disconnect the positive. As you can see on the screen, the wing nuts are kind of strange. There's a special tool you could get for this, but if you have some basic tools, like I had a basic toolkit, you can do it with just some pliers. Very important to do the negative first and then do the positive. Like I said in the video, make sure your master's off and your key is out for safety. They still have a lot of power even if they can't turn over your prop. So after I remove all the nuts, I'm now just pulling the leads out of the posts here on the battery. This wasn't too hard. I just wanted to be sure that I did it carefully so I didn't damage anything. And then I was able to pull the battery right out. Now this is also a good time if you got a wire brush and you need to clean your contacts to clean them if you already got that battery out. Mine looked okay, so I went ahead. Got the new Gill right here. I already filled it up. Just slid right in the same configuration I took the old one out in. Put everything back in the way it was. Start with the positive and then do the negative. That completes the loop. And then we'll be good to go. Another thing I wanted to stress here is with Part 43, you can do this yourself without being an AMP. You should look up in your FAR aim what you can get away with. Some things include oil changes, battery replacement, light replacement, things of that nature. So I obviously suggest getting some instruction from somebody that's got some experience before you do any of these things, because even though you're allowed to do them, it doesn't mean you can do it right or safely the first time without any knowledge. So some sage advice always helps. One thing I didn't
do right here, but I did go back and do it later after I realized I forgot, is I took a permanent marker and I wrote on the battery the date that I installed it. That's important. So if you ever transfer it, or for some reason somebody doesn't want to have to reference any logbook entries, they can just look at the battery and see when the install and new date was. That's all.
All right, battery is replaced. Got the back seat covered. Got the cover over the battery. That's important so you don't get any debris in there and short it out or catch your airplane on fire. So I already primed it before when I was trying to start it, and there's still probably some fuel in there, but fuel does evaporate, so I'm just gonna give it a pump on the throttle all the way in. Get my checklist here, very important. So for our interior, passenger briefing, circuit breakers, ELT is good. For our start, seat back, track is back and locked, avionics are off, autopilot is off, carb heat is off, beacon is on, mixture is set to full rich, throttle is slight, brakes are set, and I also got my parking brake on just for extra safety. I'm going to clear the prop, master on, fuel pump on, and mags. So let's see how it goes. Clear the prop. Alright, well I hear things whirring up. That's a good start. Alright! We did it, guys. Yes, brand new battery. Replace the old battery. That's awesome. Hey, let's go flying to celebrate. Let's just go in the pattern and see how she does, huh? Good little short field. Well, that's it, guys. We successfully replaced the battery, was able to find the problem and fix it, and we were able to go flying today. So all in all, it's a good day to be flying on a dime. I did get the Gill because it's a little bit cheaper. It is an open cell battery where you have to put in the battery acid yourself. They don't last as long. I'm told that the Concorde is a better one, but when you're flying on a dime, you gotta save some money here and there. It was a good learning experience too, to really learn about you know, why you fill the battery to certain levels, how the electrolytes react to the chemicals inside, and the whole battery charging process. So I really don't regret it. I feel like one of the best ways to learn and become a better pilot is to get your hands dirty and figure out what's going on. Of course, all in the name of safety. Find somebody that knows what they're talking about and get some guidance too. Even though FAR 43 says that you can do things like that on your own, that doesn't mean you should jump in without any experience. Go to your local flight school. Even if you didn't take any lessons there, people are pretty pretty good about helping other pilots out. That's another subject I want to cover one of these days, is just how much help I've gotten from other pilots just asking for it. Or sometimes they just see that you're struggling and they'll walk up and they'll help you. I'd really like to help get the aviation community back together and get people talking again. And I know it's kind of died off, and I want it to be revived again, because, well, I'm in it and I want it to be great. So if we work together, fly on a dime, we'll have a good time, guys, okay? I'll see you next time.